capitalism does it. White supremacy does it. Racism does it. For example, just training you to be a consumer, keeping you poorly educated in the areas that matter, and making sure that you remain financially desperate. That's their process for seasoning you for capitalist slavery. They season you for slavery, just like Willie Lynch, by making sure that you never learn financial literacy at a high enough level to compete with the wealthy people and bankers, that you never learn how to start your own business so that you'll just look for a job instead of creating one, that you'll never have financial security so that you'll always have to come back to work. If you don't believe me, look at the pandemic. After the pandemic, the number one problem they had is that when people had a taste of freedom, they did not want to go back to their jobs. Give me a yes if you noticed that. How many of y'all saw people that during the pandemic said, I thought about my life and I realized that this wasn't really what I wanted to be for the rest of my life. And I had this revelation and this epiphany. And I'm listening, I'm just smiling when people would tell me, I've heard this story 10,000 times, right, from different people. And I smile when people say that because I'm like, yeah, because what happened was you were forced to sit by yourself. You weren't so caught up in the rat race that you forgot to have consciousness. Your consciousness elevated. You stop for a minute and say, wait, let me look at my life from a bird's eye view. Let me look at the forest, not just the trees. Because before it's like tree, 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 tree. Now it's like, whoa, look at this forest. I'll be damned. Right. And then you said, man, I don't think I want to be here anymore. And that's what happened in the pandemic. And that's why they spent a lot of time making sure that they could do things to get people to go back to work. They cut off the money. They started making you repay your student loans. Right. And then next thing you know, people got to go back to work. That's how capitalism works. It doesn't work without an engine. You are the engine, unless you choose not to be. All right, so here it says, when the Virginia colony enacted its meritorious manumission policy in 1710, Willie Lynch went to Virginia to share his expertise. Upon his arrival in Virginia in 1712, he supposedly delivered the speech below. And I don't know if the Willie Lynch speech is real or not, but it's real, but it's not real. It may not be real, but it's real, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? It may not be real, but it's real as hell. All right, so here's what it says. It says, gentlemen, I greet you here on the banks of the James River in the year of our Lord, 1712. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with the slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest methods for the control of slaves. Ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south to the James River, I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique.